Hello and welcome back to my workshop. Today I thought I'd do a quick review of quite an early tool that I bought. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to review a load of my tools, and I'll try, after I've had them for at least sort of 4 to 6 months, and I'll try to say whether what I bought them for, whether they turned out to be useful like that, and whether I would buy them again, buy them later in the tool, acquiring all my tools, or whether I'd buy them very early on. So this is a Dewalt cordless circular saw. It's the DCS391. It's got a 165mm blade, and the blade that came with it is absolutely fine. Not had any issues with that. In fact, I've not had any issues with the machine at all. I bought it because when I first started out, I was buying all my wood from B&Q, and most of those were either 6 or 8 foot lengths, and I can't get 8 foot in my car, so I would take this along. The idea was that I would take this along to B&Q, and then in the car park I would cut it up to the relevant lengths that I needed so that I could get it in the car rather than having to put it on a roof rack. I also used it a few times when I went round to pick up free wood that people were advertising on Marketplace, and again, where it was longer than 6 foot, I could have taken a handsaw, but I mean there were some pieces of plywood and stuff, big sheets of plywood, which would have taken ages with a handsaw, and I'm lazy. So this was supposed to be my sort of handsaw portable equivalent. I did use it quite a lot to begin with. I paid, I've had it for 9 months, as I said, had no issues with it. I paid £120 from B&Q, and I looked yesterday that it's currently £110 on the B&Q website, so not much different. And I also paid £95 for a pair, this was for the bare unit, so that's £120 for the bare unit with no batteries, because I guess suppose they expect people already to be in the Dewalt ecosystem. So you'd already have batteries, but I didn't have any Dewalt batteries, so I bought a pair of 2 amp hour batteries. They have, unlike some of the cheaper ones, they do actually have a battery indicator, so you can tell how much charge they put in them. I don't now use it at all. I haven't used it for months. And so as a result, if I was building my workshop again from scratch, this wouldn't be on my list of things to buy, or it would be very, very low down my list. Having said that, one of the things I absolutely love about this circular saw is that it has an instant stop. So I'll show you. Absolutely instant stop. And none of my other saws have got that. Even my other Dewalts haven't got that. So that is a lovely, lovely safety feature, and I do wish that I had instant stop on all of my saws. So why don't I use it? Well, I found that I moved on to pallets, chopping up pallets and using pallet wood rather than going to B&Q and spending a lot of money on very expensive B&Q wood. I was bringing the pallets home whole. I can get about 5, if I pack them carefully, I can get about 5 pallets in my car, and bring them back home and then chopping them up in my workshop using my portable battery driven circular saw. Problem was, you could just go through the batteries so quickly. I could get a maximum probably of 2 pallets out of one battery. Got the 2 batteries, like at a stretch I could just about chop up 4 pallets in one go, but that was at a stretch. And I also found that it felt to me like as you got towards the end of the battery, the blade would lose a bit of power, and that felt a little bit dangerous to me. It felt like it was more ready to bind because it just didn't have the power to push through, and I just didn't really, it wasn't the right tool for chopping up half a dozen pallets. Got to the point where I was putting a battery on charge. It would take only 10 minutes to charge the battery, but it would only take 5 minutes to use the second battery. So I just didn't have, and I did contemplate buying bigger batteries. They are expensive. So this is one I wouldn't buy again. It's a good machine. It's a really good machine. And for what I wanted for it, what I wanted it for, I think it actually did a really good job. But I've actually bought the corded version, which is the Dewalt DWE560. And I bought this because, as I say, I was chopping up at least 5, maybe 6, 7 pallets at a time, and it just took too long with the cordless one. So I bought the corded one, and it's got a bigger blade. I think that's 165. I think this is 185 at least. It's got twice the power. That's 750 watts. This is 1350. It just doesn't feel like it's struggling. I just absolutely sail through the pallets, and it just never seems to struggle at all. Doesn't have the instant stop, sadly. I'm really upset about that. So it's quite a long time for it to slow down, which I just really wish I had the instant stop. And I did look at there's electronic brakes and mechanical brakes, and I thought I think this one slows down a lot quicker than some of the circular saws out there, but not quick enough for my liking. So I would really like to get this something that was corded, but that had an instant stop. That would be my ultimate machine. But having said that, I love this. This is absolutely, apart from the instant stop, apart from the brake, this is everything I could possibly want in a circular saw. Interesting difference as well. On the cordless one, the blade is on the left, so you're looking at the blade as you're cutting. This one, the blade is on the right. So in theory, you're either looking over like that, or there is a good view. They have deliberately made a cut out there, so you can look at the blade. And to a certain extent, actually, you're not in the path of the blade if anything gets kicked up. I always wear safety goggles and all that sort of stuff anyway. But I suppose with this one, you are more right next to the blade. You are, I suppose, more likely to get something kicked up. But personal preference, I must admit, I did think that one manufacturer like Dewalt would stick to making them all left blades or right blades, but hey, you know. So this just feels like it goes through absolutely anything. Never seems to labour. Obviously, you haven't got to charge the batteries. So all in all, this is an absolute godsend for me, and this would be very high up my list of things to buy initially. Only if you're building things like a pallet wood and you need to do a lot of breaking down. If you're not doing an awful lot of breaking down of wood, then you know, potentially you don't need it. And I would say it's the most dangerous tool I own. Of all the tools that are likely to maim me or kill me, it's this one. I take huge numbers of precautions before I use it. I keep checking, even now, I just keep checking that it's not plugged in. But I take a huge number of precautions. Luckily, so far, touch wood, I've not hit a nail. When I say touch wood, I mean, I am really careful. I will examine the pallet inside out to make sure that I'm nowhere near a nail. But one day I will miss a nail. There'll be one that's embedded and had its head taken off, and I don't know how that will feel, hitting a nail with such a powerful circular saw. So far, I've not had to experience any kickback with it, which I'm very grateful for. But as I say, I am hugely cautious. So this one I have had for 3 months. I've had absolutely no issues with it at all. Love it. And I paid £110 for B&Q, and when I looked yesterday, it's currently on there for £99. So you're actually buying, with this unit, you're paying approximately the same as the bare unit for the cordless, with no batteries with it at all. So it's also cheaper to get started with this. Yeah, this would definitely be high up my list. But and I would recommend it to anybody, but you really, really, really do need to. I personally watched endless safety videos on using circular saws before I used this one, because there are so many things that could go wrong very quickly and very badly. And as I say, of all the tools in my entire workshop, and I've got quite a few now, power tools, this is the one that I feel is most likely to kill me or maim me. The other thing that I've had to get used to, and I'm still not used to it even now, is the fact that I still keep stepping on the cord. I'm cutting through a pallet, and I think, why is it resisting? It shouldn't be resisting, the wood isn't that bad. And I find that I'm standing on the cord. Obviously, cordless, you don't have that issue, and it is a lot better. So, yeah, that's really my review of these two Dewalt circular saws. If you've got any questions about either of them, stick something down in the comments section, and I'll try and get back to you. If there's anything you want specifically to be sort of reviewed about them, let me know. But yeah, otherwise I think they're cracking machines, but I would definitely go for the corded one every time, for what I want, for what I need. But maybe for you, the cordless one is right. But either way, I've had no issues with either of them. Very, very pleased. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know, and if you've got time to like the video, that would be very helpful for me, and if you've got time to subscribe to the channel, that obviously helps, gets my numbers up, and you know, makes it more rewarding to make the videos. So thank you for watching, and stay safe.